Josh Giddey is calling out rivals team strategies against him, along with Chet and J-Dub making comments about their contracts and how much they should be making. Before we get into all this, don't forget to subscribe to Thunder Digest, and now we'll get into it. Josh Giddey, who's been the center of all our videos so far, is going to be the center of another one. He's been playing really well in this month of March, and some of it I think has to deal with is that he's finally feeling confident once again playing basketball. He is. And you see it on the floor with how he shoots the ball, how he passes, how he plays defense, how he carries himself when he gets subbed out. Just all around, he looks like a completely different player than when we saw him 2 months ago. Ever since the All-Star break, something's changed in him. He's finally willing to shoot the basketball. He's finally being fine with missing a few shots every now and then. He's fine with getting blown by on defense if he's, creating havoc on the other end. He's not turning over the ball as much anymore, and he's not overthinking. This is because he's feeling confident again. And in an article, it even states that. It even states, probably the first 50 or so games, I used to overthink everything, Giddey said on his recent play. A lot of the time when I touch the ball, I would think too much about what I'm doing, and it's hard to play that way. It's hard to play freely and comfortably when that's what's happening. I used to hate it. I used to dread coming into a game knowing a big was going to guard me. I used to think it's another one of these nights where they're going to dare me to shoot it. I used to judge my game so much on if I made or missed threes. Now I've kind of changed my mindset going into games where it's like, if teams are going to leave me open, I'm going to punish them, and I'm going to make them pay and make them change their defensive scheme. And he has. You saw it against the Suns last night, where he absolutely shot the lights out of the ball. With 1 for 3 from behind the arc, didn't have a lot of opportunities to shoot the three, but when he did, he took him. He had 3 open shots, took them, made one of them. But majority of his shots came from pull-up mid-range jumpers, where they would just back off and go into the paint, and he would be like, fine, I'll pull up from 15 to 18 feet out. That's okay, and I'll make it. And he was shooting at an efficient rate, shot 66% from the field, 10 for 15. That's really good. When he used to, he'd only take 7 shots a game and only make 2. And now he's really been stepping it up, and he's been playing really well in March. And in his last 5 games, he's averaging 21.6 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he's really stepped it up. And with SGA being out and everything, someone needed to step up. We thought it would have been J-Dub. That's who we thought would have taken the option of being, the primary scorer when SGA was off the court. It's been Josh Giddey, though. He's been leading this team in points and everything ever since. He's really stepping up as a leader and showing off that he can play offense. He's more than just a sideline out-of-bound passer and everything. He's more for setting up offenses now and showing he can actually score a little bit. He's showing off the shot and showing off how much he's improved at it. Now going to SGA. An NBA veteran recently praised SGA on his shooting and just his play in general. All right? Michael Beasley recently talked about it and everything, how much he loves SGA. As he says here, he ain't faster than nobody out there or jumping higher. He ain't got no muscles. That boy going to get to his spot. He going to pull up like he left his phone. I love that quote. Pull up like he left his phone. That's something I'm going to have to save in the books when I'm talking about SGA in the future. But you look at SGA, his game's not a three-point shot. His game's not down low in the post. He's not a slashing guard like Russ was. He's not this pull-up, spot-up shooter or anything, or shoot off the dribble three-point shooter like Steph Curry. He has this kind of 80s or 90s type of play to him. He's trying to drive in and get a fadeaway mid-range J or pull-up J from the free throw line. And it's working. He's averaging 31 points per game, mainly getting to the mid-range jump shot. And yeah, that's a facet of the game that's gone out of style. I mean, you look at the only players that really do it now are DeMar DeRozan. That's the only one that was left besides SGA. It was DeMar DeRozan, and he was really good at it. And he's still good at it. But SGA has taken it to a level where he is a legit MVP candidate because of it. Because he shoots that shot at such an efficient rate, and no one can stop it because his bag is so deep in that mid-range section. He can't be stopped there. He can't. You look at it, they'll even put their best defender on them. You'll see Jason Tatum guard him. You'll see Dylan Brooks guard him. You see all these defensive players guard him and everything. That's all they focus on. Rudy Gobert. they look lost when they're trying to guard him. It's truly one of these moments where no matter what you do, you just gotta hope he misses. And it's very rare he does miss from his mid-range jump shot spot. And so the Thunder really need him back because of that, because he elevates this play and changes the entirety of a opposing team's defensive schemes and everything about that, which opens up his other teammates such as Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. And speaking of J-Dub and Chet, finally, we have them making some jokes about their contracts. I know I teased you guys a little bit and everything. I know they made some comments, which they did. They made some comments. They're really joking about it and everything. You know, in a recent press conference and everything, Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren are told that the Thunder are the least fine team in the league. Chet said, nobody on this team has 3 max contracts, where it's just like money is paper. Then J-Dub decided to say that could be subject to change. It very well could be. I think SGA is about to get the max contract that he can. And then afterwards, I think Chet and J-Dub are going to get the rookie max that they can get and everything. I think those are the 3 players you have to keep around for this team. I think, you know, it's fine to let some guys walk. I know some guys on this team are willing to take pay cuts to try and keep this team alive and everything and go win a few rings, such as Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Jones, even Lou Dort. I think Josh Giddey is the type of guy to also take a pay cut and everything to stay and win a game and win a championship and win games for this team. But I do think J-Dub and Chet are going to get as much money as they can, and then SGA is going to get a league max once he can. He is the future of this team, and you got to keep building around him. You got to be able to keep him and everything. But J-Dub and Chet are also these little centerpieces that you have to focus on too. You can't forget about them. Chet right now is averaging 16.8 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks per game on 63.8% on his true shooting percentage, and that's really good numbers for his rookie campaign. I know he was drafted in 2022. His first official year playing. He's a rookie this year. Get it through your head. He is a rookie. I don't care what you say. First year playing, rookie. Rookie season, those are really good numbers. Really, really good numbers. Then going into J-Dub. He's averaging 19.3 points per game right now, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists per game, and 62 true shooting percentage. Those are good numbers for a second option on your team. Those are really good, especially when you don't have an all-star as your second option. You look at some of these teams. The Celtics have Jaylen Brown, who's an all-star, and he's going to be all-NBA. The Bucks have Damian Lillard. He's all-NBA. The Suns, they have Devin Booker as the second option to KD. He's an all-star. He's all-NBA. You have all these guys as second options, and J-Dub's competing with them. He's competing with them and almost putting up the same amount of points as them as well, which is impressive from someone who's in his second year and not an all-star and won't finish in all-NBA. And so I do think you have to keep those 2 players around with SGA. The 3 players you can't separate are J-Dub, Chet, and SGA. That's your core. SGA is your point guard, J-Dub's your small forward, and Chet's your center holding it down and everything. Shooting guard position is getting deeper by the day in the NBA, and the power forward position is so versatile now. You could put anyone there. You could put another small forward there and just go 4-man out. Or you could get another big man, pair him down low with Chet and everything, and go 3 out, 2 in. That number 4 spot, that power forward position is just so versatile. The Thunder don't need to keep around a true power forward. They don't need to. However, it would be nice for them to keep a shooting guard and everything like Lou Dort or Josh Giddey, one of those sorts and everything, to have a true 4-man core that you can work with, kind of like those early 2000s, or I say late 2000s, early 2010s Spurs teams that they had with Tim Duncan, Manu, then Kawhi, and then also Tony Parker. That 4 core was nice and everything. They made sure to try to keep them as long as possible, and they won games. They were constant contenders because of it. I think the Thunder need to do that, and Sam Presti needs to do that as well, is to try and keep those 3 players in SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. I know I sound like a broken record here. That's just how important it is to keep those 3 players if the Thunder want to compete for titles for years and years and years to come. That's all I got for today for Thunder Digest. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video.